Here we go again. I know for a fact that the second half of this month is going to be very turbulent. Just like in March 2021, which was just 2 years ago, so the memory is still fresh. But this time it may be worse because, first of all, I heard news that Silicon Valley Bank has collapsed, along with Silvergate Bank and Signature Bank New York. Which means that I had to move a lot of my US dollars that I was possessing to other currencies like the euro, the Japanese yen, and the Swiss franc. But you know what else is failing lately? Wii U consoles. So, today I decided to play the Wii U. Oh, it's a little bit loud today. I mean, the Puyo Puyo Tetris is a little bit loud, so I gotta make it softer, I guess. I'm also going to, like, disable some, like, music or something. Copyrighted music, so just wait. Now, first of all, we'll go over what is plaguing the Wii U lately. Oh yeah, it's a little bit loud on my end, so we're going to change some settings first, as we're going to play a marathon mode like we did on the last Puyo Puyo Tetris stream. Okay, so without further ado, we need to talk about the Wii U and how it's being plagued by two really major issues right now. The first issue that's plaguing Wii U consoles is, of course, the eShop closure. The eShop closes in exactly 2 weeks, and now I'm starting to take this issue more seriously as Wii U NAND consoles, or Wii U consoles are starting to fail due to, like, NAND, like, failures or something. I heard multiple reports of this, and as a result, I had to power on both my US and Japanese Wii U last night. And just always sad because if you look at the Wii U, it only sold like 12 million, but as of this stream, Nintendo Switch has sold at least 10 times of that to Wii U. And there are just 5 reasons why. The first reason is it had poor third-party support. The biggest developer in the West, EA, didn't really support the console that well. So, as a result, the Wii U ended up, like, being at the mercy of, like, only Nintendo games or something like that. Like, the only real decent third-party game, in my opinion, out of all regions on the Wii U would be Puyo Puyo Tetris 1. But it was a Japan exclusive, and because of the region locking on the Wii U, you literally had to buy another console back in the day just to play this masterpiece. And the region locking came at possibly the worst time because in 2012 when the console first came out, the average price of the yen was like, I don't know, like the average exchange rate was $1 and you would get only 80 yen. Obviously a sign of Barack Obama's weak economy or something. And this has also led Atlas to region lock Persona 4 Arena for the PlayStation 3. Just avoid unfavorable conditions for gamers who enjoyed Japanese games back then. Although people did go to Japan back then and bought a Saturn. Now, I won't dictate how you will live your life, but the more important thing is it was just harder to buy Japanese goods back then from a financial standpoint. So, and the Wii U was no exception, because I'll bring up the exchange rate for the dollar to the yen on the day this game came out, compared to now, which, of course, the US dollar is slipping against every other currency thanks to the Silicon Valley Bank failure. Another reason the Wii U kind of failed was because of Nintendo's other product at the time, the Nintendo 3DS. It was handheld, and it offered a lot of the same, not a lot of the same features, but it had a stronger catalog. And despite being region locked, you could also play Nintendo DS games. There was also confusing marketing when it came to the Wii U or something, and just really sad that this is actually considered a cult classic console. Initially, my mom refused to buy the Wii U, but once Mario Kart 8 came out and it was doing pretty well for the console, my mom actually let me buy a Wii U after I completed finals or something. Well, look at all that talking. I'm literally on level 10 now, but there was also confusing marketing as well. Like, many people were not sure what the Wii U had over, like, the Wii or something. Some people keep calling it, like, a portable Wii or something. It was really confusing. Even then, this port Puyo Puyo Tetris is kind of confusing, too, because it's not like the 3DS port where it's, like, really, like... We had like animations of other characters and a secondary backdrop or something. This port's actually based off the PS3 version, I can tell from it. And also mobile game was becoming more popular too, because around the time the Wii U came out. There's also poor online functionality, and the fact that PS4 did extremely well on its first few years in the market. That was before Sony started to fuck up and start censoring Japanese developers. As well as other questionable practices like locking Sony Epic Games accounts that were connected to PS4s only. This was way reversed, but the damage has been done. And yeah. How is this different from the PSN eShop, the PSN store closure? I mean, the attempted PSN store closure 2 years ago. I mean, Nintendo's actually hell-bent on this one. And even with much opposition, Nintendo would not honor it, because... I don't know. It's just really sad. I failed the rotation here, which might mean the end for me. Yup, it's actually the end for me, and I got a high score of 135,670. So why did the Switch succeed instead? Because it had strong first party and third party support. What else? I'm just gonna save the replay. You need to keep the NAND fresh or else the console will fail. But you can only hold like 10 replays in this version, I guess. So I might go to arcade mode select and I'll select a mode that could put me at ease. Not put me at ease, but going to play Oral versus Oral Tetris versus Ringo Tetris. The Switch was successful because it had strong first-party and third-party support. Just look at how many games came out for the Switch versus how many came out for the Wii U. Now, if you're wondering how I'm running this game, yes, I did use Homebrew to get this game to run on my Wii U. Which I also suggest everyone to start using Homebrew on their Wii U because of the fact that they could recover their NAND from bricks or something. And also the Switch had concise marketing. Like on the months leading up to its release, the Switch actually like had really good marketing, and people knew that they could play their favorite games on the go and at home. Also, its design was a good like form factor, and its unique design actually allowed it to succeed. Like I was like a year one Switch owner. And because of that, I know a lot about the Nintendo Switch and how it's succeeding. Also, the Nintendo Switch did away with the region locking, which is a really good thing because now people were free to release their games like and reach a more global audience. Even without translation, too. You can have multiple accounts on like a Switch. Also multiple different region accounts on a Switch. And this has allowed me to buy games like Cold Steel 1 for the Switch, even though that port was really bad, honestly, with only 15 save slots, rather than the 200 that the NES A port of Cold Steel 3 had. It also meant that the region-free nature also meant that in often overlooked markets, console markets around the world, Switch is starting to finally like be released in other regions, like Southeast Asia and the Middle East, for example. For example, there's a Eon shopping mall in Ho Chi Minh City that has like I don't know, a Switch, a shop that like that sells Nintendo Switches now, which means that Nintendo is both indirectly and directly expanding to the Southeast Asian market, which is a good thing because more gamers will get to experience Nintendo games. Because back then, Nintendo, like back in the 80s or 90s, Nintendo didn't really do too well because those regions were often like I don't know, they were not like attractive to Japanese investors. But now that those regions are more attractive to Japanese investors, okay, points. You see, if you have points, you could just use it on your shop, but we're just going to close the software. I know, right? The Wii U is fading away, and no one really wants to, like, talk about it. I mean, it has huge homebrew potential, unlike the Switch. Even though the Switch has homebrew potential, you will get yeeted by Nintendo if you, like, do it. I'm just saying, honestly. honestly. So, what's the verdict of this stream? Unfortunately, Wii U NAND flashes are dying, and the eShop is closing, which means that the Wii U, the preservation effort for the Wii U is more important than ever. Now, again, I do not endorse piracy, but I don't know. I'm not sure if this stream will get taken down by Nintendo for me using homebrew on the Wii U or something, or even bringing up Switch homebrew. So, yeah.